This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 17, verses 7 to 10. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. Suppose one of you has a servant who comes in from plowing the field or tending the sheep. Would you take his coat, set the table, and say, "Sit down and eat"? Wouldn't you be more likely to say, "Prepare dinner, change your clothes, and wait table for me until I've finished my coffee? Then go to the kitchen and have your supper"? Does the servant get special thanks for doing what's expected of him? It's the same with you. When you've done everything expected of you, be matter of fact and say, "The work is done. What we were told to do, we did."
Reflections on the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke chapter 17, verses 7 to 10. The parable in today's Gospel surprises us because some Sundays ago we heard Jesus speak in a different way. Blessed are those servants whom the master on his return will find them awake. In truth, I tell you, he will put on an apron and have them sit at the table, and he will wait on them. Pay attention to the master who promises to serve his faithful servant. At that time, we reflected on a God who came to serve his people. But today, the message is to do your job without expecting any remuneration or reward. The master in today's parable says to his servant, "First serve me. After I am satisfied, you will eat supper." The text needs to be understood in the cultural context of the time of Jesus, when an enslaved person was considered the owner's property. He had no choice but to obey the orders of the master. In the parable, Jesus does not intend to confront the problem of slavery. Instead, he wants to correct the misleading way the Pharisees understood the relationship with God. They believed that at the end of life, God would repay them based on the performances of each one. Therefore, the Pharisees taught the people to accomplish the maximum possible number of good works: prayers, fasting, almsgiving, religious practices, sacrifices, scrupulous observances of the commandments and the precepts, so that God would reward them for their good works. But this way of understanding God damages our faith. We don't believe in a God who records the good and bad of every person and grants them reward or punishment. The parable wants to destroy this image of God. Jesus does not intend to underestimate the good works, but at the same time, there is no need to compete to grab the favor and love of God. There is an abundance of his love for all. Jesus wants them to understand that the behavior of the Pharisee who exhibits and boasts about his own merits before God is foolish, because all that is good is always a gratuitous gift of God and not a merit of the person. The Pharisees computed their merits for what they had done for God and asserted their right for his rewards. Perhaps we too are not always modest in our claims as disciples of Jesus. St. Paul, in his first letter to the community in Corinth, asks, "What do you possess that you have not received? If you have received it, why are you proud of it as if you have not received it?" We should place our trust in God and leave everything to Him. Not what we have done for God counts, but what He does for us in His mercy. We are in God's hands.